At the Olympic Games on this Thursday, semifinal action in the men's basketball tournament. The United States will take on Serbia for the third time in the last month, once in the exhibition series, and then for real in the Olympic opener a couple of weeks ago between these two nations. The Americans dominant in that first game, 110-84, hammering Nikola Jokic and Serbia by 26, easily covering as a 13.5-point favorite. The spread today, a little bit more, 16 points in favor of the United States, 188.5 is the total. The U.S. one win away from playing in the gold medal match in the hunt for a fifth consecutive gold. Will the Americans get to that stage with a victory over the Serbians today?
Oh, no doubt about it. We're looking for a nice little easy victory once again. And by the way, if they do win, is the gold medal game going to be played Saturday, I would assume, or that pushed back till Sunday? Do we know when the date of that is? Saturday. So, okay. So if they'll be in that game Saturday, be able to watch it, everybody will be able to celebrate that victory. But today, I am looking for an easy one. Also, sometimes you look at low-hanging fruit, Ben, when you take a look at some of the odds to maybe, 16.5. Do I want to take that? I think they cover it. Total 187.5. Your guess probably as good as mine on that one. But from a points perspective, I like when a game previous, a guy's a good game. You take a look at Devin Booker. Now, this is juicy. To score 10 or more points on the FanDuel Sportsbook for Devin Booker today, that's a minus 152 price. It is expensive, but I think he's going to hit double digits once again. I always like to say a professional athlete that's wired in from three-point range and scoring points, doesn't the next game go like, all right, I had my turn, now it's your turn. They usually like to get out firing early on. I do believe he gets double digits, and I'll pay that minus 152 for Devin Booker to get that.
Devin Booker, the team's leading scorer against Brazil with 18 points. A lot has been made, and correctly so, of the United States' balance throughout these four Olympic contests over in France. A different leading scorer in all four victories, including Kevin Durant in the opener against Serbia that featured a perfect 8 of 8 opening half from the floor, a perfect 5 of 5 from three, led Team USA with 23 points. LeBron had 21 in that matchup. Steph Curry, who has been highlighted a ton here to finally break out in the Olympic Games, had 11 points and was 3 of 7 from three in the opener. DRS, I shared earlier that Nikola Jokic, this courtesy of our stat man and producer Joe Frizo, had an even plus-minus, despite a 26-point loss for his country against the United States. That was confirmed correct. He had 20 points, 8 dimes, and 5 boards. So when he was on the floor, everything was gravy. When he left, the second unit, led by Kevin Durant, took advantage. I would expect to see much of the same today. You heard from Carlin Gay of Sporting News earlier on, too, expecting Serbia to keep the game closer from the very jump. The United States, a 5.5-point favorite in the opening quarter against the Serbians.
Yeah, we look for a good jump start here, and that's pretty much what Team USA has been able to do throughout this process here. But if Team Serbia does lose, how fast does Nikola Jokic get out of there? Does he ride a horse out of there, out of the press conference? Does he just skedaddle right away? Does he actually ride his horse from France all the way back to Serbia without even taking a plane? That's the questions I need to know.
I would agree with that. I think he's on a horse as quickly as he can back in his hometown of Sombor. Has spent way too much time playing basketball during his summer vacation. The bronze? No. Oh, good point. Good point. Would he stay for the bronze game?
He'd be so upset.
Think so. Yeah, he'll probably
be so upset at the end of the day for that.
But he has no choice. So it's either win or lose. He's got another game in Paris. That's well said, Joe Frizo. 20.5 points. The points prop for Nikola Jokic, 11.5 rebounds, 7.5 assists. Bogdan Bogdanovic, 16.5 points. He did score in double figures against the Americans in the Olympic opener. You see the prop perspective for the United States as well. The U.S. 2-2 against the spread, a perfect 4-0 straight up record at the Olympic Games. Both Donnie and I thought the total against Brazil in the quarterfinal round would stay under because the point differential in the scoring flurries we had seen at the end of games didn't really matter. Skied way over. The Americans scored 122 points. The United States has scored at least 103 points in all 4 of their games in the Olympics. The first game up on semifinal Thursday at the Olympic Games in men's basketball. Germany, a 6-point favorite against the host nation, Victor Wembanyama in France. Again, you saw the total for U.S. Serbia, 188 and a hook. This one just 156.
How about this? We got some movement too now at the FanDuel Sportsbook. That line now down to 5. People buying in on the home nation's home court advantage. Could that be just too much for Team Germany? We'll find out shortly.
Line opened at 4.5, moved to 5 yesterday, up to 6, now back down by a point.
Yep.
You would think in a game that features just a total of 156, might be hard to cover as the favorite. More on the early line comes your way next.